Russell Watson's downstairs, warming up his vocal cords. The nation's favourite tenor will be joining us live on the sofa.
You're here, all right? O sole mio, sta in fronte a te, sta in fronte a te. That's all, folks.
Wonderful.
I don't know why, but I really fancy an ice cream
Yeah,
now.
something about it, isn't there? Hopefully he can charm alpacas. A musical legend now.
Our next guest has sold an incredible 7 million albums worldwide, making him the UK's best-selling classical music artist of all time.
Before we chat with the brilliant Russell Watson, let's take a look back at his 25 years in the music biz.
Where have all the soldiers gone? Long time passing. E tu sarai capiloso, guerra vincerò.
And Russell Watson joins us now. We were just talking about the tour and saying, when are you not on tour, essentially? But
It just keeps going.
it just keeps going.
Yeah, it never ends.
But to perform in these magnificent buildings
Yeah.
that have all this history to them, the amazing acoustics, and to go somewhere different all the time must be amazing.
Well, that's touring life, you know,
Yeah.
you're constantly moving around the country. But, I mean, the cathedrals in particular, the big ones, are amazing places to sing in.
What's been your favourite so far?
It's very difficult. I mean, Durham, beautiful. Lincoln, St Paul's Cathedral.
Yeah.
I think that's got, I believe it's got an 11-second delay. I remember singing O Sole Mio in there once. It's about 4 or 5 years ago.
Which is what you sang for us this morning when you were
Yeah,
wearing it.
exactly. And if you go in today, you can still hear the end of it. That's a lie.
But it's no choice, isn't it? The Whispering Gallery at the top, the way that,
Yeah.
that Sir Christopher Wren designed the
Exactly.
bowl at the top, I'm not sure, was the dome.
Yeah.
Means that the bowl, that's
bowl.
a technical term. It means that the resonance in there is extraordinary.
It just keeps going. You know, it literally feels like, you know, you're starting your first verse and you can still hear it when you're singing the second.
Does that make it complicated from the singing perspective?
It makes it very complicated if you've got sounding. So generally when I do places like that, I'll sing without amplification. You don't really need it. But if you're singing in some of the smaller churches and cathedrals, then you'll need amplification, and then that is quite a challenge for the sound guys.
The tour's been going on, like you said, over a year now, and I think you're going till December.
Yeah, we had huge success last year with the tour, so much so that, you know, we decided that we'd just run it for another year. I think next year we'll probably be back in the theatres. I miss the theatres.
Yeah.
I'm sure. And 25 years.
Next year.
Yeah.
I know.
How are you going to...
Mark the
How are you going to
occasion.
celebrate? Because I feel like you've done all these amazing things. It's like, well, where do you go next with it?
It's difficult to know. I mean, we've got a book coming out.
Right.
That's actually today. Is the day where we announce it, and it's on pre-order.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. That's
Is that an autobiography of the last 25 years? Or
It is, yeah.
Amazing.
It is. It's an autobiography. I mean, it took a long time to put together, and, you know, some of the stories in there are quite harrowing as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the near-death experiences and everything
with your
else
health,
I've been through in life. But then, you know, the amazing career highs.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been my life, a series of these incredible highs and then these cataclysmic lows. It makes it quite interesting reading.
Yeah, of course. And I know that on the tour initially you were doing a Q&A, because I think we interviewed you when I was at Good Morning Britain, and you were saying, yeah, we're going to go out and we're going to allow people to ask us questions. But you've had to stop the Q&A because the questions all started getting a little bit too personal, Russell.
No, we stopped it for a while, but only because you know, you go into the audience saying it's time for a Q&A now session. You can ask me anything you want, and you're expecting things like, Russell, what was it like to sing for Pope John Paul II
Yes.
or the Emperor of Japan and you know, Her Majesty the Queen? But no, the first question was, Russell, what size shoes do you take? 10.
They're the important things.
The correlation.
One
that's the bit.
fella shouted out, how much money have you got in your bank, Russell?
Amazing.
Wasn't quite what I was expecting.
No, absolutely. But you mentioned the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
You're actually doing something really amazing with your will, aren't you? Are you not having a track?
Yeah, that's
written?
right. Well remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a track which is a collection of all my favourite pieces of music,
Yeah.
which will be played at my funeral. It's
Right.
all the pieces that symbolise something personally to me. I think it'll generate quite a bit of emotion, to be honest.
Yeah,
Bet
But I think
yeah.
that's something I think we forget about things like that. You know, I don't think we do a lot of pre-planning for, you know, our eventual demise in this country. In other countries, they do a lot of planning for it.
Yeah.
Now, we've got some special guests in the
Yes.
studio because you live on a farm now.
I do live
You
on a
have a
farm.
lot of animals.
Huge amounts.
Huge
How many? What?
Oh, I can't even... I wouldn't even be able to...
Literally everything and
We've got
anything.
alpacas, chickens, horses, cats, dogs. We've even got a South African ostrich.
Here's your alpacas. Look at this. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is them coming to see you every morning.
They're beautiful boys.
You love them all, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. This is bad.
Why? What happens?
No, you'll see. They start spitting at me.
Yes, because they do have that in their armoury, don't they?
Yeah, and it takes a while to figure out the mechanics of alpacas, but we realised after a while we were holding a bucket too high with the food in. And they're like saying, you know, give it here.
We can't get it.
So you hold it down and just...
But you've attributed the alpacas particularly to being great for your mental health.
Yeah.
And
The whole thing.
Really?
all the whole farm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just break of day.
We've got
and...
Bob and Dave in
getting
the
away from it
studio.
all.
Should we go and say hello to Bob and Dave? Because they've come in especially.
Come on.
Kelly and Lucy are their handlers. Good morning to you girls. Thank you for coming in, and good morning to Bob and Dave. Now, Russell, what is it about alpacas particularly that you love?
I don't know, just cute, first of all, aren't they?
I'm putting
They're very cute.
cat closest to them. Which one's which, by the way?
So it's actually Dave and Kev. We've got
Dave
Dave
and
and
Kev.
Kev.
Oh,
Dave and
Bob.
Kev.
I'm sorry,
Bob's in
Kev.
front
That's
today.
all
right.
Kev
Sorry, Kev.
came
He doesn't
instead.
mind.
They're good boys. He looks cute.
Yeah, he's very cute. Do you want to give him a carrot?
Yeah.
But you
like a
actually
carrot?
take these guys in to see people and use them for therapy, right?
Yes, yes. We use a range of animals, including the alpacas. So we go into care homes, we do special needs schools, we go into hospitals, hospices, and just all geared around brightening people's days.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of research go into animal-assisted therapy. It lowers blood pressure, improves mood. It's great for anxiety, depression, all sorts of conditions. So, yeah, and we do a lot of work, one-to-one work back at home with children with additional needs as well.
That's, I mean, they're so well trained too.
Yeah, yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yes.
Do you miss them, Russell, when you're off on tour?
Sometimes. Ours are quite naughty. Ours wouldn't stand here like this. They'd be running all over the place.
And they like to leave their mark as well. Was it Bob who came into the studio and immediately started marking his territory?
Dave left you a bit
Oh,
of
is
a
it
puddle.
Dave?
Yeah.
Dave left us a present.
Yeah, he did,
when,
yeah.
when they do...
Oh, no, watch. Yeah, I mean, it's going and going and going and
Oh, I didn't realise you were
Yeah.
You know,
That's not what you need to see when you're having your
absolutely
breakfast.
no. It's not, but that's the thing. When you're working with Cammy, you make sure he's gone before he gets into the studio. He'll be with us later on. But
When they wee, they go
yeah.
forever,
Oh,
don't
yeah.
they?
It's like Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
It is.
But you love having all the animals on your farm, don't you?
Well, we've rescued quite a few.
Have you?
Yeah, we have. We've rescued quite a few.
and you've got an
animals.
ostrich as well now, haven't you?
Yeah, we have a South African ostrich, which my wife rescued. It was like a cat and dog's home, and they were able to rehouse all the cats and dogs, but not the ostrich. So my wife came to me and said, "This, show me a picture. This is looking for a home." And I went, "Oh, really?" Anyway, the next day we went to... There she is, Fuzzy. We went to see her, and she now lives with us.
She's part of your menagerie.
Don't know what would have happened to her if we hadn't have rescued her, but she's
No,
quite happy now.
I'm sure
She's in
she-
with the alpacas, which is
Sure
really
she loves
cute.
it. Russell, thank you for
thank
coming in.
you.
Good luck with the rest of the tour.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll be back to celebrate 25th when the book
Yeah,
comes out as
sure,
well. Best of luck with that.
sure.
Lovely to meet you all as well.
Thank
and
you.
particularly Dave and Kev. Great to have you here. We will not forget you, Dave.
No.
I love their names.
For a very long
The
time.
best. Our new alpaca